Okay, hello, my name is Bree, and I'm the Communications and Marketing Intern here at SSS, and I'm also a junior on campus here. So today we're going to be talking about benefits, investing, loans, and even your credit score, and we're joined with some awesome professionals. So do you guys want to introduce yourselves quick?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Kalia Smith, and I am here representing the Financial Aid Office.
Hello, my name is Brad Jensen. I am here representing UW Credit Union on campus.
Hi, I'm Catherine Mankin. I'm a student here, and I'm representing IMC and SSS.
Awesome, nice to meet you guys. So we're going to start out by talking with loans. So the first question we have is who sets the amount you have to pay each month, and is that a flexible thing that can be changed?
Sure. So I can help answer that question. So, Bree, when it comes to the amount that students have to pay, it is flexible based on the repayment plan that the student opts into. So every student will have a federal loan servicer, and I just want to add this is specific to federal loans and not private loans. So every federal loan servicer will contact the student close to when their pending graduation may occur to talk about, again, repayment options, repayment plans, things like that. The student will be automatically put into the standard repayment plan by default if they don't opt into one, and that's the same monthly payment for 120 months. But the student also has the option to choose between different repayment plans based on what they think is best for them and their career trajectory. So it's a little bit about the student kind of figuring out what works best for them and then working with their servicer to ensure that those payments are made in a timely fashion.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. That was a great answer. Another question we have regarding loans is how long after graduation do you have until you have to start repaying them?
That's a great question. So we generally tell students that federal loans have what we call a 6-month grace period from after the student falls below half-time enrollment. So for a graduate student, that's less than 5 credits. For an undergraduate student, that's less than 6 credits. For the majority of our students, that's when they actually graduate, and that's when they fall below that half-time enrollment. So let's say a student who is lucky to graduate in May of 22, sometime around November of this year, so again 6 months after their graduation date, will be the first required time they'll have to make a payment. They can certainly start making payments earlier if they're able to, but 6 months afterwards is currently when they're required to make that payment.
Cool, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So another question we have is about credit scores. So what exactly is a credit score and why is that important and why is that something I should be thinking about right now?
So I can answer that. A credit score is something that they use to assess whether or not you can take out loans and how financially able you are to repay that. So the better the credit score, the better you have to get a larger loan, a better loan, and things like that.
Awesome, great. So now we're going to jump into talking about investing. So as a student who doesn't really have much money and has never invested before, where should I start in this process?
I can field that one. Thank you. Great question. I know it's difficult starting out. College students, you got a lot of expenses and a lot of things to pay for. But my best advice would be to sit down with a financial professional talk to your local financial. See what kind of programs are available. A lot of times they can sit down, work with you on a budget, help figure out a plan as to what you want to invest, how much you want to invest in. I know it's tough when you're just getting started out there. You might not think you have money to invest, but even data shows that putting $15, $20, $50 a month away can make your financial future really stable and really get ahead as far as your retirement planning. So first step, talk with someone who does this regularly. To help put you a plan in place and get you started out real well as far as investing and what you can do.
Great. So going off of that, what kind of things are worth investing in? Like, is the stock market something I should be considering right now at this age?
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. It's hard to say. It all depends on your risk tolerance. Some people really like to be aggressive. Take more risk than others. Other people are very risk adverse. So every product's a little bit different when it comes to that. Best advice would be to stay diversified. For example, Sure, you can put some money if you're young. You've got time to recoup money that maybe you put in the stock market or something that's more aggressive. If you're getting closer to retirement, or you just don't have that risk tolerance, there are other retirement plans out there. There's CDs, your employer's 401k. There's mutual funds that are a little bit more or less risk adverse. That can still be a great asset for you, but help you stay balanced and keep you saving and make you comfortable. Have that peace of mind that you're not putting yourself out there too much, but you can still save and set yourself up for the future.
Good to know. At this age, do you think just investing in general is too risky, or is that something we should be starting?
Absolutely not. The sooner you start investing, the better off you'll be. Again, like if you crunch the numbers, good thing to do. I like to do. I did when I was young. I started investing as soon as I could out of college. It wasn't a lot, maybe $20, $25 a month. I think I started out at. But there's all kinds of retirement calculators out there. Check your financial, Credit Karma. Check with your local programs here. It makes sense. We have all kinds of different tools you can use, but it'll show you the difference starting now when you're 21, 22, 20 years old compared to starting when you're maybe 30 or something like that. You're going to have X amount of dollars more if you can start now. So it's definitely not too risky. It's knowing what you're getting into, making sure you're balanced, make sure you have a peace of mind, and you're putting in the places that make you comfortable.
Awesome, thank you. So now we're going to start talking about some benefits. So after you're looking for jobs and you're getting some offers, how do you compare benefits from different companies?
This is kind of a tough question to answer, simply because every company will offer different benefits, and it's hard to kind of compare and contrast, simply because most companies may not be so upfront about what benefits they offer. I can let you know that there are some places that will offer generally some sort of like health insurance, life insurance, so kind of those specific insurances, accident insurance. And then you'll kind of have to dive into other things that might be of interest for you. If you plan on going to further your education, do they have an education reimbursement program or an employer reimbursement program? If you are interested in retirement funds or retirement plans, like Brad mentioned, what options do they have for you? Do they match? So some of them are a little bit different. And so I would say it's difficult to answer this question on a broad scope, because what I'm looking for may be very different than what Brad is looking for, may be very different than what Catherine is looking for. But I would advise you to certainly ask this question once you do have the benefits package or plan of potential employers, and kind of see which ones, again, are better than others.
Mm-hmm. And going off of that, I know we just touched on this, but if you want to reiterate, are benefits solely found through your job, or what are some other places that you could find benefits?
Well, there's always the Badger Care Plus, or the general healthcare that you can search.
Okay, great. And we also talked about this a little, but what are the most common benefits found or offered by companies usually, and what are the best benefits that someone just starting a job should look for?
I can jump in. Good question. Most common, I've got to probably say, and you can jump in if you don't agree, but definitely health insurance coverage, life insurance coverage, your paid time off. Those are pretty standard and been around for quite a while. The benefit world is changing too. I know, for example, you had mentioned earlier about doing what's best for you. For example, the credit union, the last couple of years, we have paid volunteer time. If that's important to you, and it was important to a lot of individuals in the organization, so that was a new benefit that's rolled out. So I think there's new and unique things that are coming out, and there's always a way to supplement too. I think you had mentioned about looking outside for the exchange. There's always supplemental insurances too, like Aflac and different things. Maybe your employer's got a really good base plan, but you want a little extra for something. There's always those different opportunities out there where you can find different benefits to make sure you have a full package where you're protected and you're comfortable.
One thing I also wanted to mention too is when you are in that position, take a look at, what they're offering you, but there is always the options of outside market that you can take a look at too, to see which one is better. You don't always have to go with the one that your employer has.
Great, thank you guys so much. So what other financial things should someone who's just finishing up with college think about right after graduation?
I would say the biggest thing that you should do is create a budget and include your student loans into that if you do have them. create a budget, create a housing plan, just generally what things cost you. And one of the best ways to do that, in my opinion, is going through the Mint app. And it'll just take your data and how much you spend, and that is a great starting off point to creating a budget.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything else you guys want to add?
My only piece of advice, just to piggyback on that question a little bit, is if you're graduating, getting ready to head out with that first job, it could be a benefit to stop in to talk to your financial wherever you currently bank. Many times, if you're say you're in a student account or set up in something that's geared toward a student, there might be some benefits or some perks or just a way to change the account or add some value for you, so that now that you're no longer a student, you're out in the real world, that can benefit you too. So it's kind of like pretty much like a financial checkup before you head out from your days as an undergrad out into the job working the career field. So talk to your financials, just see what they advise and see what options are available for you.
Okay, well, if there's nothing else you guys want to talk about, I just want to thank you for being here and giving us your time. And if you want to give students an email address or some sort of on-campus address that they can reach you at if they have any more questions, that would be awesome.
Sure. If you have questions about financial aid, specifically federal loans, you can certainly contact the financial aid office. Our email address is finaid, FINAID, @uwlax.edu.
If you have banking questions or anything along those lines, you can certainly stop into our location here at UW Credit Union. We're located on the first floor in the Student Union. And if you prefer to email, you can always email me directly. My email is B as in boy, JENSEN @uwcu.org.
And then you can always stop by the It Makes Sense office in the Student Union right by the book rental. And the email is just itmakesense@uwlax.edu.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for your time. It was awesome talking with you.